Hello everybody, this is Marie and welcome to Marie's Chatty Tarot, and today we are going to do the unboxing for the Watercolor Lenormand. So this is a little deck that I had before, and sadly I accidentally knocked some juice on it, completely ruined, and I had to get another deck. So I decided this time around, before I open it up, to do an unboxing for that deck, for that little card. So Lenormand is an alternative uh, uh, to tarot. So I know people know Le Marseille tarot deck. A lot of people consider that there to be the first, and then a little bit afterwards, Lenormand came about. Now, that's not their name. There's a history to the Lenormand deck, and I would welcome you to check it out. Pretty interesting story. There was a lady who was very popular, and she had a Lenormand cards, playing cards, and it was so popular that when they were creating those divination cards, they decided to use the Lenormand card as a marketing ploy to get more, to have more eyes on it, or to spread the word so people could buy it. Interesting, right? Even then, people knew how to use marketing with those hashtags, right? So this is a very cute little deck. So Lenormand usually have like, what, 30 cards, I believe. Not a lot. And if you are interested and you want to make it bigger, or you want more details, you can always use playing cards in addition to the Lenormand, to give you the the more that you need. But the 30 decks usually have basic concept. It's totally different from tarot, and I am still learning them as well. So I love this deck because of this color. It was so colorful. And to give you an idea, this is the other Lenormand that I have. It's called Under the Roses Lenormand. It's pretty it's used all Lenormand. Most of them I notice they tend to have the same height, length about them, maybe with some small discrepancy. For example, the watercolor seems to be a little bit bigger with a few centimeters. Oh, so this is the guidebook. Let me put this aside. But their concept tends to be pretty self-explanatory. So, okay, let's put this aside. So let's start. So, oh, this is the ending. Let's start with the beginning then. So, sorry, it's 36 cards, and so the first card is the Rider. So I know in tarot, if you use the tarot, you're gonna see the Fool, but here the Lenormand is totally different from the tarot deck, and I think that's where a lot of people are gonna have to wrap their mind around. Apples and oranges, if you want to look at it or think about it. So you don't need a lot of spread for Lenormand. A lot of people use either 1 or 2 cards, or maybe 3, to help giving them their insight that they're looking for. The Rider is basically a messenger. It could be a person moving, traveling. So with that one concept, you can get image, you can get so many out of this, depending on how you ask the question. So this Lenormand, I love to hate, because I love it because simple concept. There's so much you can build upon. This is where you're really gonna have to have your intuition, do the mental work. The tarot cards, you have 78 cards. They give you, I mean, I'm not saying it's for the lazy reader, but it can be, because you have 78 cards that illustrate every nuances of life. It's very easy to read. using the tarot. And when you have the 36 cards, you're really gonna have to really put your your intuition to work to get that the message right. The clover. So clover means luck, opportunity. So maybe if you go into some bad stuff and then you see the clover as an outcome, this can mean that new opportunity can short term, uh, uh, good opportunity will come your way, right? Ship, again, traveling, movement, uh, again, going away somewhere, right? House, about building foundation, is about commitment, is about stability in the home. It could be all of that. Maybe that's what you want, maybe that's what you aspire, maybe that's what you strive for. So again, that one concept, that one picture can give you so many definition depending on how you ask the question. And again, I love those decks, I love those little cards because of the color. I hope the camera is capturing it properly. So tree, so a tree is about growth. You know, when you see it, that what comes to mind is the tree of life, right? It's about being successful. Green, um, it's about expansion. It's about growing. It's about grounding yourself. So you see, again, that one definition can give you so much. Uh, and if you done tarot first and then you go into Lenormand, there is an adjustment process to it. Because it's so different. Because you know the concept is simple. You're gonna have to know your symbolism, and you're gonna have to ascribe. Now, you can go online to get different definitions. For the most part, they're accurate, but over time, you will start developing your own definition based on how you know, uh, you know, how you see things, right? Cloud, number 6. So cloud is having a cloudy days, like maybe your day is not doing so right. Maybe there is a cloud going over a particular issue. Maybe there are some obstacles. Maybe there's things that are unclear that that you're going through right now. Let's say that you wanted to write a book, and this is the card that came as an outcome. So maybe you having some confusing about the plot. Maybe you are not able to see, uh, maybe you're not developing the story the way you want to, or maybe there is some confusion about your way about to do this, or maybe there's going to be something holding you back, maybe writer's block. So a cloud and rain, you know, there's so many ways you can look at it, but that's the basic concept. Snake, so manipulation. Now, if you are from the Adam and Eve biblical story, the snake can be a manipulator, as somebody who's being dishonest. Uh, but if you are in the certain culture, the snake or means wisdom. It could give you information. So there's different way of looking at it. But again, it's how you ascribe those symbols. What does it mean to you, right? And for me, I'm kind of flexible with this. I'm pretty neutral. It depends on how I'm reading a question or I'm asking a question. So I can switch from one definition to the other depending on the reading, right? Coffin. So coffin could mean transformation, could mean the actual death of somebody or something of concept, or it can be the transformation as well, that something is coming to an end and that a new beginning is coming is coming forth, because you see that what do you call it, transformation butterfly is coming about. In my culture, a butterfly is a soul, right? So I think a lot of people, that means, you know, soul moving on, or a new beginning is about to occur, that kind of thing. So bouquet means that contentment. It can mean that maybe there's somebody of interest that's giving you those flowers. Um, you know, it can mean so many different things. Like maybe there's a flirtation thing going on. I don't know. I mean, it's how you apply those flowers. Now, for maybe you're allergic to flowers. Maybe that thing can mean like death for you. So, again, it's up to you to put a description. Seat. So, So this is usually what the death Dream Reaper holds, but usually it's cutting through the wheat from the shaft. So that's basically that concept right here and there. So making a decision could be that your way of looking at it, and there's so many ways of looking at it too. That, make it happen, be decisive. That that's another way this of looking too. So whip. So yes, it can be whip in bondage, but it could be being in an abusive relationship. Not funny. Um, and again, there's so many ways you can ascribe definition to it, and it can goes on and on. Again, and sometimes you do need a whip to motivate you. So there's different ways of looking at it. Tough love kind of thing, right? But if this is showing up in a relationship, clearly it's not a good relationship unless it's consensual, obviously. Birds. So birds can be about communication because birds use their words, their sound. You hear it, them chipper in the morning. That's how they communicate. So it could be about communication. It could be about uh, sharing as well. We can go on and on with the birds alone. So anywho, child. So the reason why they have child here, I think, is to depict innocence, is to get new beginning, is to depict youthful energy and all that jazz. So if you see this in a business, maybe you have a new idea. Maybe you need to inject new youthful energy in the particular business. So there's different ways, again, to look at it. I love those Lenormand. It took me a while to get a hang of them, but now I'm just like, woo, I got it. So you just have to play with them long enough for them to start revealing themselves to you. The fox, 14. So the fox is about being cunning, um, really. It's usually, if you are a tarot person coming from the world of tarot, usually when I think of the fox, I think of the Seven of Swords, trying to get away with something, really, really using your wits about yourself, um, to be successful, right? Bear. So bear can be about strength. It could be about the market itself. Maybe it's a bear market. Things are lagging off. So if you see this for the economy, if you are doing a reading, the bear, it could be, it's a bear market right now, that things are lagging off. It's not exactly doing too great. But also, if you see this in relationship, it could be stability, right? It could be strength. It could be the relationship is strong. The relationship is stability, stable. I mean, there's different ways you're gonna have to describe what bears mean to you, right? So star. So star can literally mean the star. It could also mean, for me, hope, because I'm coming from tarot, right? And it could mean uh, travel. It could mean looking at the big picture, right? So there's different ways to looking at the stars and finding a definition for it. Starks. So Starks means good news. I remember, if you guys are old enough, Stark in the cartoons, that's how baby used to be delivered, because nobody wanted to have that conversation where babies come from. So the Starks used to be the simple explanation how baby comes from in all the old vintage cartoons. If you still watch those, I do. And so it usually means good news, and it means like, there's an announcement, either marriage, either engagement, either babies on the way. So usually the start is some beautiful announcement that's coming. I mean, I hope it's not a divorce. That's a beautiful news, but you get what I'm saying. Dog, loyalty, companions, being by your side. Now, if you see this in a relationship, I don't know whether to be happy or sad. It's good to have a good companion that is loyal to you. I mean, nowadays it's very hard to find a good person that fits all the criteria. But if it's a dog, let me leave it at that. But you get what I'm saying. So it's about loyalty, companionship, being here by your side. So if you have a friend, and this is the card that shows you this is a friend you want to keep, right? Because they're gonna stick with you to the bitter end, and they're gonna love you unconditionally. Shoot, that person may be the one that you need to marry. Anywho, tower. So tower here can be about uh, institution, could be about a professional setting. It could be about building a foundation. It can be about so many things. I mean, it depends on how you're gonna ascribe your definition to it, right? So the tower, from the tarot, is usually you seeing that thunder that's cutting through the tower, and that knocks it down. But here it can be something a little bit different. And again, it's up to you to decide what that tower is going to represent for you. Is it a tower that's gonna is it the foundation strong enough to withstand the weight? Or, but you see here, it looks like a checkers underneath, so as if that you have to play your card right. You have to play the game in such a way that you can build a tower moment for yourself, or foundation. So there's different ways of looking at it. So garden means people love going to gardens. People love to have garden parties. That's a lot of people could network. So it can be about networking. It's about a gathering place. um it could be like a collective type of thing, or it could be like a board, a community board on YouTube. I mean, it's different things for the garden. Or it can actually mean you need to go out in the garden and plant your garden, or you can, go to nature to ground yourself. Different. uh, your intuition will let you know when it's the right word or the right thing. Mountain. So mountain means a obstacle ahead. So if you are starting a business and this is the outcome that you see, the mountain, so it tells you that there may be some obstacle, something ahead that's gonna uh, be a blockage and a lesson that you're gonna have to overcome. So that's basically what the mountain is. So if you see that in a relationship, same thing. That is a blockage, that is an obstacle, that is an issue that's being like a mountain moment, right? That you're gonna have to either overcome, or you skirt around it, or you build a tunnel through it. But either way, you're gonna have to confront that mountain, that issue, that obstacle, right? Crossroads, paths, decisions to be made. um so there's different paths, different choices, right? So this for me is choices, different paths that you're gonna take. You're gonna have to decide which path is the right for you. Same thing with relationship. Maybe you are dating different people, and maybe you're at the point where you're gonna have to make a choice. And well, who do you pick with, John or Steve, or both? I mean, I think we are in this world where you can have both, John, Steve, and Henry. I mean, anywho, let's not go down there. But path decisions, right? Mice. So mice, it's usually have a bad connotation to it. It could be about gossip in the windows. It could be about very sneaky behaviors. It could be about, disease. I mean, it depends on how you feel about rats. Or somebody telling on you. I mean, if you're in the mob and you see the rat showing up as an outcome, clearly there's a rat in the organization that needs to be extinguished, Oh, Lord. Heart. So, heart of the matter. Or you're going to have to be honest about things. You're going to have to put your heart out there, kind of feel, or maybe you're having feelings for a particular person. So this, again, I love this Lenormand little deck, and because the concepts are simple, and this is where you're going to have to ascribe a symbol. I mean, a definition of all those symbols, like the ring, commitment. It could be a commitment in relationship. It could be a commitment in business, or commitment to a project. So if you see this card and you agree to, I don't know, be a traveling speaker, that you go to different places. So, and you see this card. So basically you have been, you got a commitment from this organization, a contract, a commitment, and that you're going to be their speaker for the next foreseeable or based on your contract term. So I mean, this is what the ring means to me. Maybe the ring means for you differently in relationship. Okay. Book. So book is information, knowledge, study, education. So different ways of looking at this, right? Uh, um, so that's up to you. Uh, Higher education, right? Uh, letter, letter. Well, people don't really use letters anymore, at least in the Western world. A lot of people are using email. So maybe we can assign letter to emails or to information or to social media, because right now social media has become all means of communicating, right? So the letter can be communication. It could be maybe social media platform. Maybe it means, different things. So you're going to have to ascribe what communication is for you: verbal, non-verbal, all that. Man. So as it says, as just a man. So if you ask, am I going to meet somebody? Uh, am I going to meet somebody, a lover, and you see this card, man, so obviously yes, you are going to meet a lover who so happen to be a man. And then hopefully, if your intuition is strong enough, they'll be able to give you more information about that type, the man, or the cards will give you more information on what type of man he is, right? Woman, same here. If a person is asking, am I going to get a mentor, and what kind of mentor am I going to get? And then this is the card that show up. Clearly, she's going to be a woman, or a person who has a very strong feminine energy, right? Um, Lily. So Lily can be, in a sense, it could be somebody analytical. Um, I mean, it can go either way depending on how you ascribe to it. Uh, mhm. Sun card. So obviously the sun, clarity, contentment, happiness, all that. So the moon, um, things not being too clear, or being very emotional about a particular topic, or a particular situation, and or things not being clear right now. Key. So the secret to communication is key. So maybe you need a key to unlock, or maybe you need that key to see different things. I mean, the key can be about different things, unlocking secrets, right? Unlocking information, right? Giving you access. So it can be about access, right? Fish. So fish can be about fertility. Uh, could be about movement. I mean, it can go different ways with that, right? Anchor. So anchor is about well, anchoring yourself. Maybe you have been traveling so much that you need to anchor down, to settle down. Maybe you want to settle down to find a meeting relation. Maybe you need to settle down or anchor down to center yourself. So there's different way of looking at it. So maybe you have been traveling in the last few days, few months, few years, and then this is the card that shows up for you as the outcome. If you ask the question, maybe you're trying to contemplate about settling down in a town, in a city, and making that place home. Or if you've been dating, maybe this is your cue that you want to settle down and find somebody, right? Cross. So we all have a cross to bear, or burden, something that we have to overcome within ourselves. We all have challenges. So usually that's what the cross means to me. It can mean something different to you. And voila, this is the 36 cards for the Lenormand. And they usually tends to have like, yeah, about that size deck. I have 3 deck. This is my third. It's a very cutesy little deck. I mean, if you need like a quick answer, so, those cards will give you what you need. And if you want more ornate reading, you can pair it with playing cards. And but usually this could be enough for you guys. And again, it's just a cute little deck. I like the colors. It's very approachable. and very cute. And I hope you guys enjoy this. And it's a different. I know it's different from tarot, but if you are into cards, I'm sure you would find it interesting as well. Thank you for sticking with me to the end of this video. Uh, uh, Feel free to share, like, subscribe. Let me know what kind of Lenormand deck that you have or that you're interested in getting. I'm I'm I am always on the lookout. And thank you so much. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.